What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today, we're going to be talking about Compubox. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate your feedback. We have finally reached our milestone of 500. We thank you so much. Now we're trying to get this watch time up, so feel free to check out our Spence versus Crawford playlist and just let that thing play, man. We got about 35 videos in the series, so feel free to check it out. There's also other series. You can look at the Ringside series and check out all our boxing videos, including predictions, analysis, and other information about boxing, as well as our football series called, basically we've got the NFL and college football, and then we've got the NBA and college basketball. And we've got those two series that you can also check out in the playlist. So support the channel that way, all right? Okay, so let's get right into it. Compubox. I've been in some conversations as of late talking about the benefit and the use of Compubox. And the biggest thing for me is that oftentimes the context of how you would use statistics is lost when it comes to boxing. Unlike football, where you can say, hey, I think this quarterback is better because he threw for more yards, he threw more touchdowns, and he threw less interceptions, and his team had a winning record. You're going to typically lean to that guy. The minutia of those statistics is lost when you make those type of assumptions because there's so many different factors that play into it. With boxing, it's a little bit more black and white because you've got fighter A and fighter B, and they're throwing punches at each other. Now, what you have to look at when you talk about the details of Compubox is that, number one, there's a flaw in the system. This is people sitting ringside with a four-way clicker that are going to determine jabs and jabs missed, and then everything else, power punches missed. Sometimes they even distinguish what went to the head, what went to the body. Because you have a person doing this, the system is inherently flawed, just like the judging system where somebody's watching the fight from one side of the ring, so they're going to miss things. The Compubox is going to miss things. So we know it's not 100% accurate, though the owner of the company does state that it's a 2% margin of victory. I think it's greater than that, because when you've got so many fights going on, so many cards going on, and you're tabulating these stats, you're not going to always get your very best representatives tabulating these things. So you're going to have some variance in how accurate these things are. When you look at, like, let's say a Golden Boy Fight Night card, you're getting probably the B, C, or D team that are doing all these tasks. When you get like a pay-per-view, you're getting the A team. So it's a good chance you're probably more accurate. So when we start to have these boxing conversations and somebody brings in Compubox numbers as their reason why somebody won the fight, number one, fights aren't tallied by how many punches were landed and all that at a professional level. That's going to be amateur and Olympic style where they do it that way. Boxing is based on professional boxing based on four scoring criteria: ring generalship, effective aggression, clean and effective punching, and defense. So if you're going to give somebody a round, it's not just going to be because they landed more punches. And most of the time, the judges are fully unaware of exactly how many punches were landed. They can only see what perspective they were given from that side of the ring. And that's how they come up with their judgment for a fight. They're going to score 10 points for somebody and 9 for the other, or 8 if there were some knockdowns, or just an exceptional round for the fighter who earned 10. When you're scoring at home, these are things you have to consider. Otherwise, you're going to have very skewed scorecards, and you're going to find yourself calling robbery when in fact it was a very close fight that could have tipped either way, hence Loma Haney, and you're sitting there screaming robbery when in fact it could have gone either way, 7-5 either way, or a draw. When you look at Jermell Charlo and Brian Castaño 1, that fight was very close, and I thought on the second watch, I thought the draw was fair. So for me, I can't use Compubox because a busier fighter often will land more. When you think of Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton, he landed more punches, but he also threw 300 more. So if you add that 40-something extra punches that he landed out of the 300 extra that he threw, he was in fact very inaccurate. And that shows that Stephen Fulton had better defense to evade and deflect punches, and then also landed at a much higher percentage, even up to 20% for power punches. So that kind of tells you why Compubox is a dangerous measuring stick, because it can mislead you. Even though they say men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Numbers can still mislead you even if they're not lying about the situation. So We'd love to get your thoughts. Do you trust Compubox? How do you use it when you're in boxing debates? Let me know in the comments. This has been T for the Mic Check Podcast. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.